Let's see. Does anybody still use classmates.com? I think I get an email in my Hotmail years ago. I registered for this. I don't even remember the password. But anyway, I just clicked and did 2 clicks, and look who I found. I found some people I know, and I found myself. That's funny. Let's see here. I'm gonna zoom in on this. Oops. This thing working? I guess. Okay, let's see. Zoom in. Look at this guy there, right there. It says Wayne Samuel, academic, senior, what's that? Yeah, senior honor society. Wow, look at that. Back then was in the honor society. And there's a girl right next to me, Evelyn Ruiz. I think I remember her. This guy, Wilson Rosado. I remember him. This picture here. This is from our yearbook. Nixa Rosado. Mildred Rosado. Milagros Rosado. Lots of Rosados. Wow. 4 different Rosados, you notice? The Spanish got a lot of similar names, you know? When you have a lot of similar names, you can get in trouble. I remember there was a young guy who had the exact same name as somebody who owed child support, and the government didn't care. They sent some sort of a notice to him and told him he owes money in child support. At the time, he would have been like 14 years old if he had that child. So he had to go to court and disprove it, that he was not the father of that child. And that was the government. They just did not care. They figured they got a name, they figured they got a hit, and that's it. And I'm saying that because people like Spanish people or Hispanic people, they tend to have a lot of similar names, just like Chinese have the name Lu, Lee, those names, similar names. Hu, who, and that's where the trouble comes in. Whereas like English names, you don't really see that connection. Yeah, you got like Smith and so forth, but you got a lot of different names in England or even Germany, different. France. So here's another, let's see, Laura Rosario. That's different. Yvonne Rosario. This girl is Berta Ruiz. Sandra Ross. Lori Rosenfeld. I think I remember her. Irene Rosas. Wilda Santiago. Doris Santiago. Sevenan. Saju. This guy I remember. He was from Guyana. He and another guy. They were from Guyana, and in our Spanish class, the Spanish teacher She thought they were Hispanic. Mhm. She didn't know. Even though Guyana is in South America, but Spanish is not their language. And she was kind of convinced because she thought they were fooling around. They didn't quite understand Spanish. She was, and I remember that, and that's a long time ago. And I remember her trying to say, you guys are fooling around. You guys speak Spanish." And they say, "No, we not Hispanic." And they were right. They're from Guyana, a former British colony that speaks English. There's also French Guyana and Dutch Guyana. Dutch Guyana, they speak Dutch. French Guyana, French. So there's a girl named Denise Sanders. One named Ida Santana. Eva Sanchez. Dorothea Sanchez. Awilda Santiago. That's it, I guess. One page. I send the link to this to my phone, but I wasn't gonna do this on YouTube. But what happened when I got to my phone? It requires a password to open it up because I was gonna send to a few people, so they won't be able to see what I'm talking about. But here I can do this, and they can see. I remember this picture. I still have the yearbook from that year. Long time ago. Wow. Who would have thought? Graduated so many years ago. And still alive. I'm sure so many people have died that I went to school with. Mhm. Even when I was in high school, there were some people who died. I remember one guy was in my one of my classes. I think it was math class. Might have been like trigonometry or something. And his brother was a police officer. And he was, I don't know why he was doing this, but he was cleaning his brother's gun. And it went off and he got killed. Yeah. And I remember somebody came in that day, I think it was morning, and they said, they mentioned his name and say he died. Wow, and there were some girls in the class who started to cry when they heard that news. Yeah. He he was a popular guy. He and me, we were supposed to go on a trip that the school was gonna send us to Washington D.C. called Close Up. And it was like a few days before the trip that he died. Yeah, so he was a popular guy. He and we were gonna go down to Washington D.C. So he really missed out a lot because I remember when I went there, you meet up with people from like all over the country, different states. Some people come from states they never see certain people. Maybe people like me, places, states where people come from areas that's all white. They never see people of color. So I remember, I remember a girl calling my room. Yeah, this is a true story. A girl, and I was looking at a TV show called Hogan's Heroes. A girl called my room and said, "Oh, I can hear you listening to Hogan's Heroes." Yeah, and spoke to me. But the thing is, they had these chaperones like and monitors, so you couldn't really sneak out and go sleep in somebody's room like that. But the guy who did they did send with me. He was able to do it. I don't know where he went, but he did sneak out and he slept in some other room. So, regardless of all the managers or what have you, they still had that. But that's how it is. So this guy that died, he really missed out on that. He was a popular guy. And sure, he probably might have ended up in one of those girls' room, but you know, I didn't. I mean, the girl called me. Obviously, if a girl calls your room, and you don't even know her, she's calling you for something, you know? Yeah, that's how it was. And she was right above my room. She said, I'm right above your room. So that means, you want to go knock on her door? Fine. She gave me the message, you know? But you know what? Girls can be trouble, though. I learned that. So anyway, this is kind of reminiscent here, looking at this. Just click. I had no idea I was going to see my picture in this. Somebody posted a link to the page, and I had to be in it. Yeah, I think it's a girl because most of the people here I see are girls. Look at that. Look at my picture. My picture here, there's a girl here, there's a guy here, there's a girl here, girl here, girl here, girl here, girl here, girl here, girl. I'm surrounded by girls. But let me just say this. The school I went to, it used to be a girls' school, and the year I went, they changed. And they became co-educational. So they allowed boys in at the time. But that school used to be like see, I think cosmetology. They had cosmetology. They had health sciences and so forth. That's how it was. So that's why there were so many girls still left over. So I guess the girls were happy to see guys in there. Must be something going to an all girls school. My younger sister went to an all girls school. Hmm. I don't think that's much fun. So there I am in my picture here, surrounded by a bunch of girls. Yeah. What's this? It says classmates.com. Did you see a photo has been shared with the classmate? Take a trip down memory lane. Yeah, I am taking a trip down memory lane. All right. So that's it. So see, when I was in high school, most of the students in my class were girls. Wow. That's the life I lived for 3 years in high school. Then I went to college. College was a different story. There were a lot of girls too, but college was more serious. All right, so let's get this wrapped up and see if we can put it in YouTube. So that's was Sarah J. Hale, 1976. Wow, my goodness, a long, long time ago.